it really mean to get paid to speak? And the reason why I'm talking about that is because I think a lot of people, hey, Crystal Wilson. Oh, you joining the Traveling Speakers Blueprint? Yay! I'm so glad you brought that up because you reminded me to talk about that. I tell you, I get so caught up in me actually teaching the thing that I came on to teach. I always forget to actually promote what's actually what I'm doing. But so, all right, so first and foremost, what I'm getting ready to talk about is what it really means to get paid to speak. And the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because I think that so many people, because they have this misunderstanding of what it means to get paid to speak, they leave a lot of money on the table. And I think that they completely misunderstand what it means. And so they're like, oh yeah, no, I can't do that. I'm not gonna do that because that means blah, 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 whatever story they're telling themselves in their head. I'm about to blow all of that to smithereens because whatever you probably think it means to get paid to speak, it's way more than that. It's way beyond that. So before I get into that though, let me invite you to the 3-day Traveling Speakers virtual event. I'm going to be doing 3 days of talking about basically how to get paid to speak, how to get paid to speak, how to get booked to speak. Okay, these two things can be congruent, but they are not always the same because you can create your own strategies for getting paid to speak. It doesn't always have to come from a third party. And that's what I mean when I say a lot of people have a misunderstanding. And I know this because I've been talking to people like in the inbox, I've been talking to people on one-on-one calls, and that told me that I needed to actually have a conversation with y'all about what it really means. But if you are let me describe the type of person who should come to the 3-day Traveling Speakers Blueprint. If you are the type of person that you love to speak, you love to teach, you love to travel, you should probably be there. Okay, let me not even say probably, you should be there. It's $8.88. Like, come on. Why would you not? Why would you not? You might be thinking, oh, well, I might be at work. There's going to be a replay. There'll be you'll have access to the replay up until the following Sunday night. You're not going to have access to it forever. And I'm doing that because I do want to put a little bit of pressure on you to go ahead and get caught up on it and actually watch all of the videos or all of the classes, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, if you are that type of person that you love to speak and you love to teach, you love to educate other people, and you love to travel, then that's you. Then I'm talking to you. Now, if you're the type of person where you're like, well, I do love to speak and teach and travel, but I don't have no idea what I will be even teaching and speaking about. I bet money that you have something to speak and teach about because you have life experience to speak and teach about, right? Like when we get to the event, I'm going to explain how I got started doing this, right? 10 years ago, if you would have said to me, yeah, people are going to be paying for your flight for you to come out and teach self-realization of a goddess. People are going to be paying for your hotels. People are going to be taking care of you. People are going to be buying tickets to your event. People are going to be flying out. If they would have told me that 10 years ago, I would have been looking at them like, no, you lying. I work at the post office. I'm delivering mail. What you talking about? Because you don't know what you don't know. And you might just need the right spark and the right blueprint to make you say, I can talk about that. I can speak about that. I can teach about that. I can help somebody else transform their life like I have transformed mine in this particular area anyway, because you can't be an expert at everything, right? You got something, you should have something. So if you are that type of person who you are like, oh, I want to speak and teach and travel, but I don't have no idea what I would even talk about, that's why you should come to the event. That's what I'm going to talk about on day one. Day one is how to tell your transformational story and how to use your story to get paid to speak. Not only book to speak, but paid to speak. Book yourself. Listen, oh, come on, Spirit just gave it to me. We're literally calling it booked to speak. So that suggests that there should be a story in there somewhere. There should be a book somewhere in there. Yes, it's your story. And you might be thinking, oh, little old me, it's just, I only went through this thing and, I managed to get out of this horrific experience and transform my life. And guess what? Somebody else is trying to figure it out right now. And will they pay to hear your story? Yes. Yes. I've been doing it for the past 5 years. Okay, so let me get into this. Those are the top 2 reasons. If I could come up with a third one, and I know that I can, I'm just doing this off the top of my head, that you should come to the event. Here's the third reason. If you're already, people are already asking you to speak. People are already calling you up to speak. People are already saying, hey, can you share your testimony? I was talking to my dad this morning about that because my dad is also a speaker. It makes a whole lot of sense, especially if you look at my natal chart. But anyway, my dad is also a speaker. He speaks at the church. And this morning we were actually talking about how he has been invited to speak up at another organization. He speaks to people that have drug issues. That's what he speaks on, because that's something that he went through, and he beat that dragon. He beat that demon. And so now he goes around telling his transformational story. He helps other people. So if you're already being asked to speak, now that we have this thing called the internet, that completely changes the game for what it means to get paid to speak. So let me get into that, okay? But my third one was, if you're already being asked to speak, and let's say you're already getting asked to speak, but nobody's offering to pay you. People are asking you to come on podcasts. People are asking you to come speak at their church, at their event. Their women empowerment event. People are asking you, hey, can you come up here? Blah, 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 blah. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can take a free event and turn it into a paid event for you. You can do that. They call it selling from the stage, which I teach that in the 3-day event that I'm going to do. You getting called up to speak for free? Okay. Every time you open up your mouth to speak, you create an opportunity to get paid. I said this before and I'll say it again. Mercury is the god of communication, and Mercury is also the god of commerce. Mercury is the god of sales and marketing. So if Mercury is the god of communication, speaking, and Mercury is also the god of commerce, sales and marketing, every time you open up your mouth to speak, you're selling. You have an opportunity to sell right there. You don't need no gadgets. You don't need nothing but what's coming out of your mouth. So that's why even if people are calling you up to speak and they not paying you, you can still create your own check. All right, let me get into this. First, let me check the chat. Let me check the chat. And to see, let me make sure I'm conversing with y'all. Okay, I don't see anybody on here, and that's okay. I can come back on here and check it out later. All right, so what does it really mean to get paid to speak? First of all, when most people think about getting paid to speak, they always think about speaking at a school. When I did the SEO research on this topic, search engine optimization, that's what that is. When I did the SEO research on the topic of getting paid to speak, the number one thing that was looked for was how to get paid to speak at a school, which there's nothing wrong with that. But if that's what you're like, that's your tunnel vision for how you can get paid to speak, which is at a school, you definitely leaving money on the table. You already telling yourself that, oh, I can't, you're already making up a reason why you can't do it because you need to speak at a school. And that's not true. Or you think that you need to get booked by an organization to get paid to speak. That's also not true. People are making money every day on Facebook just making posts. I'm one of them. I ain't getting no big old check cut. I don't know, they changed the algorithm or something, but I was never like doing it for that anyway. Like I was making the same amount of posts that I've been making. But yeah, Facebook is literally paying you to make posts. That is you getting paid to speak right there. That's a way to get paid. Some of y'all are already doing it. You just writing posts and you getting paid for that. But anyway, my point is that the highest language or sentence that was searched for how to get paid to speak was how to get paid to speak at schools. But I want you to think way beyond that. I need you to come out of your little box of thinking that someone from an organization has to bring you in and cut you a check in order for you to get paid to speak, because that's only one way. Okay? If you want to totally rely on a third party, then yeah, you're going to be stuck in a box. You're going to be stuck in a box. And frankly, for you to get paid to speak by a third party, normally they have to see some type of content on your page that you're already speaking, that you already are doing events. So the real place to start is on your page. That's the real place to start. If you're coming out the box thinking that you automatically got to get booked by an organization, let me start repeating myself. You're going to be stuck there. That's what I'm getting at. But if you think that your own Facebook page, your TikTok page, your YouTube page, your Instagram page, they are your platforms. That is your stage. That is your stage before you get to the actual stage, right? Somebody said to me the other day, I think it was, I don't know, last week, they saw the video when I did the Command Your Throne conference, and I got the video of me making my entrance, and I'm dancing and getting sat on the throne and all of that. And she said, I could tell that you still, was nervous, but you did that. Or she said something like that. And I was nervous. I mean, it doesn't matter that I've been doing this for years, but yeah, I was nervous. But the thing about it is that I had already been doing it. I was already speaking and teaching for 4 years prior to me doing it on a stage. Like the only difference between me doing it on a stage and how I was doing it prior to that was I had a board in front of me and I was writing on a whiteboard, or I was writing on paper. That's the only difference. I was already speaking, teaching, and traveling. So when I host this 3-day virtual event, a lot of it is based on me speaking, teaching, and traveling, right? Self-realization of a goddess. That was the thing that I was speaking, teaching, and traveling about. But I wasn't on a stage with a microphone. And I actually had to do some inner work with myself to make sure that I understood that I was already doing it. The only difference is that I wasn't on a stage with a microphone. I was in front of a board. It's the same thing. If other people pay for my flight for me to come out and help me sell tickets and pay for my food and pay for my hotel and pay for the location, yes, I got booked to speak. The only difference is I wasn't on a stage. I put myself on a stage. Okay, but I ain't coming here to talk about me. The point that I'm getting here is that I want you to open up your mind to what it really means to get paid to speak and what it really means to get booked to speak. Because somebody could say, hey, I'll bring you out and I'll cover your flight and I'll cover your hotel. And that's it. They're not necessarily cutting you a check. But guess what? When you get there, do you know how to sell with your mouth? See, that's the thing. If you know how to sell when you speak, then you can get paid to speak no matter where it is, or no matter if somebody else cut you a check or not. You understand what I'm saying? This is you being totally self-accountable, self-reliable, and what's the word I'm looking for? In union with God, that this is really your divine purpose for you to speak and teach and help and inspire others. If this is really your divine purpose for you to speak, teach, and travel and and help others transform their lives, then it don't have to come through a third party. You can create it yourself. It coming from a third party is a bonus. Come on, somebody. I hope y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Let me check the chat. See, am I on here talking to myself? Okay, I got a couple people on here. Hey, Mel. I think you're talking about the Command Throne Conference. Was you at the Command Throne Conference? I know you was also at the Self-Realization of a Goddess class. Thank you for showing up at these events. Let me speak to that real quick too, because this is another part of this is another nugget to getting paid to speak, right? Getting paid to speak comes from you building a loyal audience. Because when you build a loyal audience, they showing up at everything that you do. People, I only use these things for examples. These are not like to brag about me. These are to inspire you, to let you know that you can do it. Okay, there's people who have came to the Self-Realization of a Goddess class in person every year when I did it. There's people who signed up for the online course every year when I did. Mind you, they already took the course. They already took it. And they signed up for it again. This is a loyal audience that you have. And where does that come from? That comes from creating a personal brand and people buying into your story. But this is what I'm going to be talking about in the 3-day traveling speakers blueprint. So if you just coming on here, this is a reminder that I'm doing it again. I did it last month and I'm doing it again. The 3-day traveling speakers blueprint is going to be 3 days of me talking all about how to get paid to speak, how to get booked to speak for your first speaking engagement. What do the people that actually will fly you out, will pay for your hotel, will pay for your location? What are they looking for? You will be surprised. You think you got to have some type of degree or certificate, or that's not true. You will be surprised what people are looking for. And so I'm going to share it with you again. Last time I booked those people in live, but because I have the recording, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go, hey, can y'all come in and do it again? I'm just going to show the recording of what they said they were looking for when they brought me in. What were they looking for when they brought me in? Okay, so this is what you have to keep in mind. You need a loyal audience, people who want everything that you have. Oh, you having this? I'm there. Oh, you having that? I'm there. You got a pen for sale? I want that too. Not that it's all about like the sales part of it, but we are talking about getting paid to speak. When I did, I made myself available to actually have conversations with people in the one-on-one. I mean, on the Zoom call, showing them. I gave them the actual layout. Here's how you can make $5,000 in a month from speaking, right? But the thing is, everything that you sell is not just you speaking. Where are your other things at? Where's your book at? Did you write a book? Where's your book at? Where's your t-shirt at? Where's your mug at? Where's your pen at? Where are those things at? Excuse me. Those things come along with you speaking, teaching, and traveling. Okay, let me not get too far off track. You need to build a virtual audience and not just any audience. See, people want to build followers. I just told my clients or my mentees in my mentorship group the other day, you are not looking for followers. You do not want followers. You want an audience. There's a difference. Because followers are just people that hit the follow button. They might never see your content again. They could hit the follow button and see one thing that you wrote and never see you again. You want an audience. That's what you're building. An audience are people that can actually hear you. Audience, audio, right? You want people that can actually hear you, see you, feel you. This is not followers. It's cool to have followers. But followers do not convert into buyers. Your audience converts into buyers. People cannot buy from you. People cannot sign up for your thingamajig. People cannot get your help. Let's say it like that, because I don't want to keep making it seem like, oh, I want people buying from you. That's part of it. But yes, it's about you helping them transform, right? So people cannot even hear you to be able to, for you to be able to help them transform if they can't hear you, and followers cannot hear you. Your audience can hear you. So you're building an audience, not followers. Keep that in your head. Okay. Now, when you build a virtual audience, which is a virtual stage, and these people, they've been banging with you for years, they're loyal to you. Let me not. Okay. I'm just saying this one thing, just this one thing. Well, with me, here's the problem with that, because there's another side to that. You can build an audience so deeply connected to you that when you go to turn a corner, because you've grown, right? You're growing. Some of them may not be growing with you. But when you turn a corner somewhere, now they don't relate to you. So like for me, I've turned a corner and now I'm talking about more business stuff. Now I'm talking about what happens after self-realization of a goddess. That's what I'm talking about. What's next? Right? Some people still in my audience, being honest, they still do need the self-realization of a goddess course, and that's why I still offer it. But I don't want to stay stuck there. I no longer wanted to stay stuck there, keep talking about the same stuff. I want to talk about, let me show you how to grow your email list, sis. Let me show you how to make organic content. Let me show you how to get paid to speak. Let me show you how to make $5,000 in a month from speaking. Because this ain't all about like you getting over your baby father. I love y'all, okay? But that is one of the problems of building an audience that you have created this bond with about this particular subject. It can be hard when you want to turn a corner, okay? When you want to rebrand, everybody can't come with you. Anyway, let me go on to the next one, because I got a coaching call at 1:00, so let me stop running my mouth so much. All right, I'm about to go over very quickly. How do you turn your virtual audience into a physical audience? No, that's not what I'm going to talk about. I'm ready to talk about the 5 ways to get paid to speak. I was looking at my notes. I did write down, build a virtual audience, turn it into a physical audience. Well, yeah, that's how you start getting booked to speak, because people start seeing you outside. We outside. And you ain't just on the computer doing virtual events. You turn that into actual physical events. Now you got pictures, now you got videos, and then somebody be like, oh, that's what she doing? Maybe I'll bring her in, this my city, right? I know it sounds simple. That is how it happens for me. I know it's way more to this. But if you want to learn more, that's why you should sign up for the 3-day speaking event. Okay, when I get off here, I will immediately drop the link in the comments. Okay, oh yeah, Mel says she was at the Self-Realization of a Goddess class. Hey. All right, so here's the 5 ways that what it really means to get paid to speak. Okay. Number 1 way is to host online courses. Online courses, are you getting paid to speak? Is it not? Right? You host a course every week and you got 20 to 30 people showing up on your course every week and everybody's paying $35 a class. You do the math on that. You do the math on that. And I'm only using those numbers because I only use numbers that I really have used in real life. I try to be very transparent as possible. I only use numbers that I have done in real life. So you do the math, you got a class every week, and you charge it $35. As a matter of fact, Mel just said she was at my Self-Realization of a Goddess class. That's how much I charged. $35. Mel, are you still here? Because you remember the conversation that we had outside after the event? And she looked at me, she was like, I got to tell you something. She was like, your class is worth way more than $35. Her, and I forgot who the other girl was, but I don't know. I just went off a tangent because I just remembered that she said that to me. Trust me. I'm thinking about bringing Self-Realization of a Goddess back, like with a twist. And trust me, it's going to be more than $35. Well, that's what Command Your Throne kind of was. But anyway, number one, I don't know. I got to learn how to stay focused. The number one way to get paid to speak is to host an online class. Okay. Number two way to get paid to speak is to do one-on-one consultations. That's getting paid to speak. When people raise their hand and when people are in your inbox and they want your advice and they want your counsel, y'all better learn how to send them to a link. You'd be surprised who would pay to speak to you. You will be surprised. All right, so it's the number two way. Number three way is to host virtual events, like the one that I'm getting ready to do. Now, I'm only charging $8.88 for this. But regardless, you could do a virtual event that costs more than that. You do the math. You do the math. You probably figure, well, how do I get the people to? Oh, well, that's another subject. That's sales and marketing, which that's what I help my students understand how to do. How to get the people to even sign up to come. How to build your audience. Stuff like that. Okay, that was your number three way. Virtual events, in-person events. You're getting paid to speak. You're creating your own virtual events, your own in-person events. That's you getting paid to speak. This ain't got nothing to do with some corporation cutting you a check. Number four way is you having a private group. You having like a Patreon group. Can I tell y'all something? Can I tell you a secret? I had a Patreon group for, I don't know, it might have been like a year and a half. And that group brought me in about, on average, about $1,200 a month. Everybody was only paying about $10, $15. But I had a nice amount of people in there, okay? Here's the thing though, when I stopped making content, because I shifted my focus and I stopped making content to post to my Patreon group, and I told them, hey, I'm not making content in here anymore, but you are free to stay because I had so much content in there. You are free to stay here and continue to indulge in what's already here. People still pay for my Patreon that I'm not even posting in. People still pay to be in there and I'm not even posting in there. Now, a couple people I've asked, like, why are you still paying for this? They look at it as tithes and offerings. They just look at it as $12 or whatever a month. And they know that they get value from my content every single day. So my point of bringing that up is having a private group when you have a loyal audience. That's the difference. When you have a loyal audience, that is a form of getting paid to speak right there. A private group. And then how many did I do? I said weekly classes, consultation, virtual event, private group. And then your last one is, yes, getting booked to speak. Yes, somebody else cutting you a check is saying, I'm going to pay you to come speak on my stage. I'm having an event. I want you to come. I want to pay for your flight, your hotel. I want to pay you to speak. I want to cover all of your expenses. Yes, that's the other way, right? That can happen too. I've gotten that too. Here's the thing though. When you are starting off, yes, people are going to come ask you to speak for free. You need to have a strategy for how to get paid when you open up your mouth. That's the strategy. Whether they ask you to come, whether they said, hey, we're not going to pay you, but we'll pay for your flight. Well, you need to have a strategy for how are you going to get paid when you open your mouth. And on that note, I'm going to drop the link to the 3-day speaking event, the 3-day traveler speaking event, where I'll be teaching you how to speak, teach, and travel. I'll be showing you the blueprint for how you can create $5,000 a month. And the cost to get into this 3-day event is only $8.88. It's a no-brainer if you ask me. You're speaking anyway. You're talking anyway. You're talking on a time anyway. Why not come and just see? What am I saying? If you got something out of this, imagine what you'll get there. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for showing up. Wait, let me check the chat. Let me check the chat before I get off. Mel says she needs to book a consultation. Well, Mel, we'll have a conversation. Yes. She said, we said it was more than $35. Y'all definitely, I think y'all, and you're not the only one who said that. I think both of you, I think, was the other girl your cousin? Whoever the other girl, y'all both was like, it should, the class should have been at least like $80. I think y'all said something like that. And you're not the only one that told me that. But anyway, thank you so much. Thank you for your love, your support. Thank you for showing up. Everybody who's watching this now, who comes back and watch it, thank you for your time, attention, and energy. That means so much to me. I appreciate you. And if you are watching this live in the YouTube, on my YouTube page, and if you're new to coming across my page, please go ahead on and hit that like button. If you got something out of this, share this with a friend. Just do something to help give me some love in the YouTube algorithm. And yeah, I'll see y'all on September 12th. I forgot to tell y'all when the event is. It's September 12th at 12 p.m. Yes, there will be a replay if you are at work or whatever. But okay, yeah, let me stop rambling. See you later.